As I sat there and the sun slowly dipped below the horizon, casting the warmest, most beautiful golden glow through the window pane, I sat at the dinner table, a space that is not just a place where we eat, it is a place where we come together and share part of our day. We ask questions and we find out how well we were doing, what's happened, and what can we learn from the day that we've just had. Our family table is a sacred space. It's a space, like I just said, that we share pieces of our day with each other. And there was one thing about that evening that stands out to me. Although it was a simple Tuesday, but that day my son had brought home his report card. And to be honest with you, it wasn't his best report. But like his usual practice, praising him for his efforts and the things that he had done well wasn't much of a challenge. It came almost naturally because it's something that I have tried doing ever since he was born. However, the challenge for me was addressing his sleeping grades or his grades that could have been way better in maths. See, maths is a subject that my son normally excels in. He's ASD, so he's on the autism spectrum, and one of the things that he's strong in because of the way his mind works is numbers. He's always been good at numbers from the time he was one or two. So there was a great challenge, or this was a great challenge for me in addressing something that I know that he could have done better. But it was in that moment, while we sat there between passing the dishes to each other and just having casual banter, casual chat, that I decided to embrace this pivotal leadership lesson. And that is the art of giving feedback. What is feedback? From my research, one thing that I have learned is feedback is not just a managerial tool. It's not just something that we use in the office. It is actually a fundamental tool in growth and understanding within our families. And I would like to share this journey with you. And as we go along this journey, we will draw from a well of wisdom, a well of knowledge that has already been packaged for us, ranging from the renowned leaders in communication and leadership of our modern times to the Stoic philosophers of the ancient days. See, in life we all need feedback. We all need people who would give us constructive criticism, as we would say back in the day. We all need someone in our life who is brave enough and knowledgeable enough and love us enough to be able to give us some constructive feedback. And that's how we improve. These words by Bill Gates encapsulate the heart of the thing that we're going to talk about today. He said feedback is a gift, and it's a gift that we exchange at our dinner table and dinner tables throughout the world. In a book that I read called Crucial Conversations, we are reminded that the stakes are high when emotions run deep, which is usually the case when family members are having conversations. And how we convey our thoughts can make all the difference. How I as a parent, or how we as parents in general, can make all the difference between our children leaving defeated and slump, or our children leaving the conversation or the feedback session feeling determined to resolve, to improving themselves. And something hit me as I was doing the research for this video. And it's so many times the difference between success and failure in relationships and in family, it lies in the way we converse, in the way we give feedback. And there's a couple of lines in the book that I just spoke about that will forever stay with me. And it reads like this: relationships are the priority of life, and conversation just helps us care for our relationships with talking and listening. The second line goes, the quality of your life comes out of the quality of your dialogues and conversations. And as Amy Edmondson points out, relationships or family building is about turning strangers, and in our case, family members, in a team. Amy is well known for a book that talks about turning strangers into a team, and we can transfer that into this family setting, because most times as family, even if we grew up together, we were born in the same house, we were parents living together for years, we start off as being strangers, and we have to work together to become a team. And in doing so, we foster a safe environment for open conversation. This reminds me of a phrase coined by the same author. The phrase is psychological safety, which is a belief that one will not be punished or humiliated for speaking up their ideas, for asking questions, for expressing their concerns, and for putting their hands up and saying, I have made a mistake. And moving on from that, I read an article again in research for the video by an author called Shari Hali, in which she discussed the art of giving and receiving feedback with such clarity that it mirrors our interaction at home. Her advice was, be honest, be direct, but most importantly, she said that we should be kind. And Earl Nightingale speaks about being courteous, particularly to your loved ones and the people close to you. And in that same book we talked about earlier, How to Turn a Group of Strangers into a Team, the author emphasizes the importance of openness and mutual respect, almost backing up what Mr. Nightingale is speaking about, being courteous. When we're talking about these subjects, it is always good to be able to mix the present day knowledge, so what's the in thing at the moment, with the wisdom of the ancient. It's almost good to underpin it, to back it up, to say, well, this is not the newest fad, but this is something that we've been saying, or humanity or mankind have been saying or have known for a while. I like to use bits of Stoic wisdom, and in this case there is a bit of Stoic wisdom that guides us to look inwards. And Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who has performed the injustice." So I take that to mean if someone has done you wrong, try to be the opposite of what they've done. Do not repay, like we like to say, an eye for an eye. When we provide feedback, it's not about proving a point. It is about evaluating each other. It's about openly expressing something that I see about you, some things that you've done well, and some things that you can do better, and how they've affected me, whether it's positively or negatively. And I have had to learn the hard way that people who are best at dialogue or giving feedback, they understand a simple fact. The simple fact is, I or you, we must first work on ourselves. There's a principle of work on me first. You know, as much as we look forward to this digital age of ours, you know, this age where everything is instant and there is so much information or data, depending on who you speak to, the age where we're truly living in a global village. You know, our feedback loop is expanding. Whereas 20, 30, 40 years ago, my parents and grandparents' feedback loop were probably their immediate family or the people in the village. Now, our feedback loop through Twitter and Facebook and the rest of the internet extends globally. But the principles remain steadfast. So whether at the dinner table or whether through a screen, our words carry weight. We must always remember our words carry weight. Most times we hide behind the screen, we hide behind the computer keyboard, and we say what we want without thinking of the consequences, without thinking how someone is going to feel, how it's going to affect somebody else. We give feedback without thinking of the effects of that feedback. And so, as I walk this path, learning and growing with each step, I invite you to join me. Let's journey through the highs and the lows of family life, finding our way with courage, understanding, and above all, constructive conversation. Let's remember that our feedback loop is global and our words carry weight. Until our next conversation, let's remember to speak with love, listen with intention, and lead with compassion. So join me and let's continue the conversation.